Hi, this is Matthew Pearson from Zone 1 Hearing in London, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the hearing aid manufacturer Signia, then tell you all about the quirks and features of their latest groundbreaking AX7 devices, and most importantly, what our patients have been saying about them. Then finally, make sure you stick around until the end, as I have a special announcement that you won't want to miss. I'm really excited to tell you about the Signia Charge and Go AX7s. A few people have asked why it has taken us so long to post our video, and quite simply we've been so busy fitting them we just literally haven't had the chance. So who are Signia? In 2016, Savantos, the company that acquired Siemens Hearing Instruments, introduced a brand new hearing aid line called Signia. So newly developed hearing instruments from Savantos are branded under the Signia name. Then in 2019, formed through the merger of Savantos and Danish hearing aid manufacturer Widex, WS Audiology was created, which combines more than 140 years of experience and expertise. So what is the Signia Charge and Go AX7, which means augmented experience? It is Signia's latest top-of-the-line receiver in the canal hearing aid, available as a standard and a very slightly larger telecoil-equipped version for those who want to be able to connect directly to audio loop systems in places such as theatres, cinemas, post offices, banks, churches and other places displaying the loop sign. Both types feature new and improved receivers and domes, and they fit securely and very discreetly. Often on my right ear, a RIC device doesn't fit snug to the side of my face, but with the new design sleeves and receivers, the appearance is very discreet, which has been a common observation by our patients. To further complement their neat and discreet appearance, they come in a range of stylish colours. One feature we especially like is that the aid's case can be changed by your audiologist. So if, for example, the aids that they had in stock were black but you wanted them to be brown, they can take the case off and recase them as a brown hearing aid. Feature number one on this new hearing aid system is the fact it has two processors. So the augmented focus feature makes use of these two separate processors for the very first time in a hearing aid, with a total of 96 channels. One processor focuses on sounds in front of you, so the person speaking with you, and the other is for your surroundings. The sounds that you are focused on appear slightly closer than in reality, and they're crisp and clear, whereas the background sounds are reduced. The inspiration for this groundbreaking new technology came from 3D movies, where key images appear directly in front of the viewer while the background appears to be further away. So Signia say that the benefit to the wearer is that the Pure Charge and Go AX7 offers an unparalleled hearing experience compared to previous generations of natural sounding hearing instruments. So our first patient observation, I went into a busy pub and I could still hear all the background noise, but I could actually hear the people I was with. With my NHS hearing aids, I just hear the background noise. Second feature is OVP, a natural sounding own voice and improved speech understanding. A closed fit, where more sound is locked into the ear, can be more desirable because the hearing aid features become more effective, as you can only control a sound that you produce. You benefit from better noise reduction, more effective directional microphones, fuller sounding music and movies, less risk of feedback, and a reduced chance of not being able to cover the person's entire hearing loss. The problem with a more closed fit is that the patient's own voice can become distracting, and this can put them off from wearing the hearing aids or encourage them to turn down the volume, again making the hearing aids less effective. So to set up the own voice processing feature, the patient counts loudly from 21 upwards while the hearing aids are being configured. The hearing aids learn the patient's voice, and then when the feature is switched on, almost without fail, our patients have been happy with this new reduced level of their own voice. Our next patient observation, I'm no longer being told that I'm shouting on the phone, and I'm very impressed with the streaming call quality. Feature 3 is movement sensors. The Signia Charge & Go AX7's advanced sensor technology will recognise if you are moving and then detect which hearing situation you are in automatically. This makes sure you always experience the best possible sound as you move throughout your day. So whether you're walking, running, in a busy noisy restaurant, the hearing aids then are able to change their response, and this makes it easier for the brain to figure out where the sounds are coming from. So our next patient observation: the TV used to be on 21, now it's on 9, and I keep having to ask Alexa to turn it down. Feature 4 is rechargeability. Although lithium-ion rechargeability is an industry standard now, only the Signia Charge & Go AX models provide up to 36 hours on a single charge, including 5 hours of streaming, and offer a variety of different chargers. One of our patients said he managed to go almost 2 full days on a single charge. The Pure Charge & Go AX models do come with a compact charger as standard that you can use either on, for example, a bedside table or in an office, but with the option for you to upgrade to a portable charger which contains 3 days of additional charges when you're on the go, or a dry and clean charger which does as its name suggests. We've found up to now the vast majority of our patients have gone for the portable charger. They love its practicality, the way it doubles up as a carrying case, and its stylish appearance. We have found all of the chargers have been extremely easy to insert the aids into and remove them from. The aids switch off when you put the aids in and switch back on when you remove them. So very simple to use. Our next patient observation: the Signias are better at suppressing the white noise from traffic and trees, etc. The Signias are more comfortable when you're out and about compared to the other aids because of this. Feature number 5 is MFI and MFA, so made for iPhone and made for Android. With the Signia Charge & Go AX7s, you're able to take phone calls directly through all but the oldest iPhones and a select range of Android phones directly into your hearing aids. I was impressed that I was able to use my OnePlus Nord Android phone, which is the phone I use on a daily basis, which I haven't been able to do with any other made for Android hearing aid brand up to now. So things you can do: you could listen to directions on a maps program, consume content, listen to music. So this makes the AX7s very versatile and more than just a simple hearing aid, so very much in keeping with the MFI and MFA technology, so like wearing a set of wireless Bluetooth headphones. So the next patient observation: I'm getting on exceptionally well with them and they're very comfortable. Nobody I haven't told about them has even noticed I'm wearing them. Can I ask a small favour? If you're getting value from this content, what I'd love you to do is to like, share, comment, subscribe. Please press the bell for notifications so you can learn when our next video is released, and by doing this it's going to tell the algorithm that this is useful information and we can get this out to as many people as possible. Thank you in advance. Feature 6 is the Signia app. Amongst a range of other useful features, the Signia app provides a very easy and visual way of operating the aids. You can control the volume, the tone control, steer the direction of the mics. So for example, if you wanted to focus on an individual in front of you in, say, a pub or a restaurant, or somebody behind you, like a rear seat passenger in a car, you're able to steer the microphones in front of you or to the back of you to do this, and the app, very easy. One extremely useful feature is the mask mode, which can be utilised, as its name would suggest, when you encounter an individual wearing a mask, and this enhances the clarity of their speech. This has been a very popular feature with our patients, and as well as being simplicity itself to operate, you just press the mask Pearson icon, it seems to work very effectively with its 5 decibel boost to soft speech sounds between 2000 and 7000 Hz. Another part of the Signia app is the Signia Assistant, which learns your preferences to give you the most personal hearing experience possible in challenging situations or within the universal program. 93% of wearers report being satisfied with their hearing aids in difficult listening situations when using the Signia Assistant. So this feature within the app is a highly intelligent system inspired by the way that human brain's neural networks solve challenges. Its highly advanced deep neural network artificial intelligence continuously develops to further enhance the performance of the AX7 aids. Telecare. So this is another feature that is available through the Signia app. With Telecare, the audiologist can make remote adjustments to the patient's hearing aids in the same way as if the patient was sitting down with them in their office or in their home. So for example, the patient may have other programs they want adjustments made to, or their streaming settings need a tweak, which you can't do with the assistant. Benefits of the system include the convenience and safety of not having to travel to your audiologist's office for adjustments on your hearing aids. We find from our perspective that remote programming is useful as we have patients who don't spend all of their time in the UK. So for example, patients who spend some time in the USA could still access our services until the next time they're able to come and visit us in person. Our next patient observation. My tinnitus is reduced. I'm just hearing better. They're comfortable and I can hardly feel them. Feature 7 is the Cross. A Cross is a device that looks exactly like a hearing aid. However, what it is designed to do is to transmit the sound over from a dead or unaidable ear to the patient's normally hearing or impaired but still aidable ear, to give them the ability to hear sounds on that side that they wouldn't ordinarily hear. What is quite common from hearing aid manufacturers, as this is a problem you don't see all that often, is to have cross solutions that can be up to several generations behind their current technology for more common hearing losses. However, with the AX7, the Cross was launched at the same time as the hearing aids. We've already had several patients benefit from this impressive system. So our next patient observation, I could hear the bird song, the rustle of the leaves in the trees. I could hear water running in the park. I could also hear my partner when he was speaking quietly on the side with my dead ear. Also, I can hear all the beeps in the kitchen, beeps from the oven, beeps from the dishwasher. These are sounds that I didn't even know they made. Feature 8 is accessories. There are a number of accessories available to use with the Signia Charge & Go AX7s. The first is the Streamline mic. What this allows people to do is have hands-free calls and consume content if their phone is not compatible to directly connect to the hearing aids, and also allows them to use this as a remote microphone to hear people at a distance or if they're in a more challenging environment. Next, we have the Streamline TV accessory. This device is easy to connect to your TV and allows you, once connected, to simply go into the app, press a button and get the sound from the TV sent directly into the hearing aids, as if you're wearing a pair of wireless headphones. What this can allow you to do is not only hear dialogue more easily if there are other distractions in the room and have a more immersive experience, but also to move around without losing connection to the TV if you wanted to, say, go into the next room to put the kettle on to make a drink. If you want to listen to the TV at 0 volume, this allows you to do this. So if people in the room are on Zoom calls or making phone calls or having conversations with other people, you can do all this without disturbing each other. So it's a very versatile piece of equipment. Finally, not likely to be their biggest selling device, the Mini Pocket remote control is one that we've just supplied to one of our patients, and she just simply wanted the ability to turn her hearing aids up and down because she finds the operation of the rocker switch on the back of the aid challenging, and she doesn't own a smartphone. So she simply has one automatic program and turns them up and down. Although you can activate additional programs if they've been set up by your audiologist by simply pressing the P button. So our next patient observation, they have made a big difference. Now I can say things with confidence when I'm going out socially. Tinnitus features. I'm always pleasantly surprised how a lot of tinnitus sufferers notice a significant reduction in their tinnitus when we fit an aid, or even a complete absence of it. For these patients needing extra help, the Signia Charge and Go AX7s are able to produce an ocean sound, which provides a distraction from the annoying sound of tinnitus, which is the sound I choose to use. An alternative, however, is to use, for non-fluctuating tonal tinnitus, is to use the programming software to identify the tinnitus frequency and then use Signia's notch therapy to reduce the patient's tinnitus. So this is something we're looking forward to trying. So next patient observation with the cross aid, she no longer needs to turn her good ear towards the person she's speaking to, which is absolutely brilliant. Feature 10, auto REMs. When your audiologist sets up your aids, if they don't use real ear measurements, they are being configured for an average ear. Is your ear average? We have no idea. So this is why we measure your actual ear to give a more accurate fit using real ear measurements. Auto REMs gives access to an improved fit to the widest number of audiology professionals, and by only adding a few minutes to your fitting appointment, this is then counteracted by the fact you're less likely to need multiple appointments in order to get the level of the hearing aids right for you, and they're just going to work better right from the start. So more satisfied patients and less travelling out to see your audiologist. This is a test you can only do in person, so you will get many claims from providers who supply hearing aids without face-to-face appointments about how well they can fit hearing aids, but there is simply no such thing as a remote real ear measurement, which is the gold standard for fittings. So our next patient observation, and this is for the cross as well. I had a very low expectation. I wasn't expecting a hearing miracle, but so far so good. Feature 11, frequency transposition. So let me illustrate where your audiologist might use this feature and what it is. 16 years ago, I went to visit a gentleman who I fitted with a pair of Siemens hearing aids. And once I'd completed the fitting, I asked him how I was sounding, and he congratulated me on making my voice sound like a Dalek talking through a railway announcement system. I took it from that statement that he wasn't hearing me particularly clearly. I managed to figure out I'd hit a dead region in the gentleman's cochlea. He was a former high-ranking military man who had been exposed to heavy levels of noise, so gunfire and explosions. So there was no real benefit in sending sounds to the badly damaged area. So to counteract this, I gradually deleted frequencies until I hit a certain point where the distortion had gone. Unfortunately, as a side effect of this, although the distortion had gone, he couldn't hear me as clearly as he would have liked, and back then there wasn't the technology that would have helped him. So being that this is older technology, what could we do now with the Signia AX7s? So if I was seeing the same gentleman today, what we would have done is taken those sounds that were hitting that dead region and transposed or moved them over to a frequency where there was less damage to give him clearer hearing. And this is what we've been able to do with several of our patients with the Signia AX7s. So we've been able to make inaudible sounds audible. So our next observation is we had one of our product testers try a pair of AX7s, and one thing both he and I were particularly impressed with is when workmen started digging up the road outside his home, I was able to stand down the steps, and he was able to stand in the doorway at the top of the steps of his property, and we were able, because I was wearing a mask, to put the hearing aids in mask mode. And even though we'd made it doubly hard by having all this racket going on and me wearing a mask, he was still able to hear me with all that competing noise and no opportunity to read my lips. He did then go on to buy a pair of these aids, which if you consider he can buy at cost any hearing aid from any manufacturer through us, is quite an endorsement for the AX7s. So thank you for watching this until the end. As promised, I'm going to share with you something which, as I say, I'm very excited about. So although it's only a few months since the launch of the receiver in the canal style, Signia are ready to launch imminently their AX7 Insio technology, which is their custom-made rechargeable in-the-ear version of this hearing aid. Now, due to the increase in people wearing things like hearables, wireless in-the-ear headphones, this seems to have normalised the wearing of in-the-ear devices, especially in black. Also, with masks interfering with things worn behind the ear, there's been an increasing appetite for custom rechargeable in-the-ear hearing aids. So we'll be reporting back shortly with more information on these. And what I think we also need to applaud Signia for is the fact that it is the norm in the industry that the in-the-ear aids can often be 1, 2, 2.5 generations behind the receiver and the canal hearing aids before they're launched. And these guys have had the receiver and the canal, the cross aids launched immediately together, and then the ITE version launched within a few months. So we've received tremendous interest in these, and we're already taking orders for them, hoping to get a pair myself as well. So we're looking forward to reporting back to you with people's thoughts. So this is Matthew from Zone 1 Hearing saying enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you soon.